Okay, today we are doing I think this is about a 2007, 2008 Audi Q7. And we're going to use ODIS. And we made a flat key. And the reason I say that we made a flat key is we made a flat key for this shop because on this vehicle, you cannot get a flip key aftermarket that you can program. So we made it. They were able to get the car started and all of that. And then they actually purchased from the dealer a remote key, and we're going to program that in. That's already got the component security and everything. So we're going to use the factory tool. We've got internet. So now we're going to open this and we'll walk you through the steps. Okay, when it first starts up, you're going to have this screen. Basically, it's lots of warnings, and you have to go down to the bottom before it lets you get rid of this. So, you notice how OK now comes up. Okay, so we have this already set for Audi. If you didn't have it set for Audi, you would go here, depending on which one you had. You can do dynamic, which asks you each time, or you can do Audi or Volkswagen. I usually just set it to the one that it is. Click on the save button. Yes. Okay, now we're going to go back to diagnosis. Now, we have a key, so we're going to turn it on. We're not going to start the car yet. We're just going to turn it on. Then we're going to go down here, and we're going to click on starting diagnosis. And I'll tell you right now, we're using the Drew Technologies pass-through. It'll ask you for your password and stuff. And just so you know, what kind of cracks me up on these, if you are programming these cars, we have cables that are going to my van. If you don't have cables, come on, you should know by now, anytime you're doing any German car, you either have cables with a car running at 13.9 volts or you don't do it. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to type in my stuff and then we'll restart. Okay, so we typed in our password, we clicked diagnosis. It shows all the data from the car. We're going to click apply. And you know what? When you hit diagnosis, it goes through and it does the diagnosis of the car. Give yourself some time. This thing's going to take 10-15 minutes before it goes through and sees everything. When it gets done, and it'll give us a operations plan or a test plan, we'll restart this. Okay, today we are programming a Audi Q7. I think it's a 2007, 2008. We actually made a flat key for this and got it running for the shop. Now they have gone to the dealer and got a dealer key. This other one, this is actually an aftermarket. What we have found out, you can see the red light goes on and everything. I have yet to get a aftermarket Q7, A6, Touareg. Well, Touareg, we do those just fine. But the aftermarket for the Q7 and the A6, you will never find an aftermarket one that actually works. Because all the aftermarket ones have a separate chip, 8E, as in 8 Edward, and then the remote is a separate board. The factory one actually has the chip and the board all in one. It's an electronic chip. So what we're going to do, we are going to put the key in. You can hear the key start or turn the steering lock on. We've already scanned this, and we actually already We actually already programmed one key, so we're going to program two. So what we do is we go down the list of modules. We go to 05 KESI. We're going to go to guided functions. We're going to go to key adaptation. Then we're going to click perform. All keys, yes. Okay, if a new lock set is used, we don't have new locks. Basically, we just have the originals. So we're going to complete. So data is read from the access start control module, which is, a lot of people call these KESIs, and I guess it is in a way, but the big deal is it's actually a steering lock. Okay, so now we're going to put in the name of the client. We're going to accept it. Job number. I'm going to put in my job number. We're going to accept that. Country, we are in the good old USA. Then I'm going to have to put in my password. And what this does, this reads the data from the KESI, and then now it says 4, but we're going to decrease that to 3. Then we're going to accept it. So yes. Okay, switch ignition off immediately. Click complete. The first key is now adapted. So now we're going to put in the one from the dealer. We're going to turn it on, and you hear it, adapt it. So now we're going to turn it back off, pull that key out. And this is actually just a chip in here. We're going to turn it on, and it accepts it. Okay, so now we're going to hit complete continue. Did the key adaptation occur? Yes. So now what it does, it reads the data from the KESI, whatever start module you want to call it, and then it sends it back to the mainframe. So now we've got 3 keys that are programmed to this car, and then it'll say end of test, and then it'll go back to the control modules. So just so you know, that's how we do it with the factory ODIS tool, which, you know, I know a lot of people have a little bit of dislike for some of the dealers, and I don't know why. Maybe where you are, the dealers are not too nice. We are in a metropolitan area, and I'll tell you right now, I love our dealer. Our dealer is awesome. Just so you know, you can see this is an aftermarket key that somebody got, and it doesn't work. Now this is a dealer key. You can hear it, and you can see the flashers. On these cars, you basically have to go back to the dealer to get a remote key. That's all there is to it. Good luck, and we'll see you on the next one.